Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is a special episode of my seed table talks. This is episode 6, and saving my own seeds. That's why I call it a special episode. So, what you see here, this is a craft container, a craft storage container. It's narrow, or sorry, not narrow, not as deep as the photo storage containers that you see a lot of us gardeners using. I have 3 of these. The other 2 have the multicolored storage. What would you call those? Anyways, and so I decided these ones were on sale, and I decided I would go ahead and get a couple of these for the seeds that I personally save from my garden. And this one is all food crops, and the other one is for flowers, which, I mean, some flowers are edible. I think I actually tried to divide it more into, there are some edible flowers in here, such as shungiku, edible chrysanthemum, but mostly this is fruits and vegetables. One thing I did early on that was a mistake, but I still haven't gotten rid of them, is in 2020. Oh, it's just funny that marigolds are in here. I really didn't put this in here on purpose. I can't tell you how many marigold seeds I saved. Like, it was like I can't throw them away, and I just have tons of these packets. I'm going to send some of my YouTube friends seeds, but then I feel bad because I want to send seeds that are newer and older, but probably nobody needs help saving marigolds. So I remember when I was saving those seeds, they were from Cracker Jack marigolds, and I tried to keep track of, okay, this was a yellow one, it was bigger, it was fluffier, like basically it was a double bloom, and that is characteristic of my personality in how I nerd out on the science side of things, and it's actually something that I would like to take advantage of in the future. That being that that part of me that wants to document and also and potentially be aware and have a hand in new varieties or just the breeding and genetics. These are marigold seeds, if you've never seen one. And that's something that this year, well, I guess I do already kind of do it, but I guess I'm thinking more and more seriously about how I save seeds, and I felt like nerding out and sharing this with you guys. I haven't, I don't take as many details down as I think I will this year. Obviously, this year I said younger blossoms are this packet, the tall marigolds, not yet totally brown, still odoriferous, so they still had a scent to them. That was fall 2021. But it's really cool to kind of look through these actually and remember all the different things I've planted. And this, I started off trying to be more frugal and making my own seed envelopes. And I had this old construction paper that I came across, so I was cutting it and gluing it. But it turned out to be, and here you see, I use staples. And then I started cutting open envelopes and stapling them shut. But ultimately, in the last year or so, I went ahead and purchased these envelopes. I believe they call them coin envelopes on Amazon. And as cool as it is to be frugal, it was just a lot more practical for me to have these envelopes. I still have some on hand, and you just lick them and seal them, and unless you've got the plastic little envelopes that you can reseal. Most of the seeds you buy from the store, you can't, you got to fold them over like this anyways. So it's kind of fun to look back and see how I did things before. This was this the first? This may have been the second year that I grew these cherry tomatoes. Excuse me, they're more the grape tomatoes that you kind of see everywhere. Super common. The ones that you see in salads that you get from restaurants, you go to Panera or whatever, just this grape-shaped, sort of more oblong, that's why it's called a grape tomato. Red. I always used to think they were super duper delicious, but more and more when I get them commercially, I find that they're lacking in a lot of flavor. But anyways, I believe it was my uncle who was growing such a tomato one year, and he gave me some. And, whatever tomatoes don't get eaten, they go to my worms. And, yeah, it would have been 2021, right? Because 2020, I wasn't saving. Yeah, it would have been. Anyways, so I don't think I grew any volunteers from worm castings last year. I did let some volunteers grow up around the garden, but I started really gardening in 2020, and in 21 and 22 for sure, I always grew some of my of the volunteers that grew up out of the worm castings. And anyway, so this grape tomato grew out of the worm castings, and it was absolutely delicious. And I was like, I'm definitely, going to grow this again. So I've saved seeds, and I've been continuing to grow them ever since then. Orange peach tomato. I think this year I'm going to continue what I started doing, what I've done before in the past, but, and you'll see on some of these and not others where I grew them, just because that's a nerdy thing to do. But orange peach tomato, this was a volunteer. You see I've got dill, hashiko bunching onions, which is cool because onions are biennial. They flower in the second year. And I have a patch of those that have been growing in the same place for 3 to 4 years. I take notes like that I think might be pertinent. Some seeds are slightly bigger, rounder, darker than those might be kale. So this is arugula, maybe some kale mixed in. Sugar rush stripey. Those I just grew last year. Mizuna red streaks. I think I've been saving these for a couple of years. I've got others. Kale. Oh yeah. In 2023, I let some kale go to maturity, go to seed. And the pods, a lot of the pods were, seed pods were empty. It was really interesting. There were other plants that I also had that result from. Spinach, a white cherry tomato, kohlrabi, black trifle. There's more. Here's the worm castings grape tomato that I grew, that I was telling you about earlier. But here are the seeds from the one that I grew last year in 2024. And that would be interesting. If I had a ton of space and more time, I would love to compare so many things. I would love to grow the worm castings tomatoes, one from each of the years that I saved seeds, and see how they vary. My mom grew some early girl tomato. I've grown early girl tomato before, and then she grew some in 2023, and I asked her if she would save some seeds for me, and she did. That was the year that I got her on saving seeds. She bought Campari tomatoes from Costco, and she was just in love with them. And I told her that, if they're an heirloom tomato, she can save the seeds and grow them herself. And so that's what she did. And she grew her own Campari tomatoes last year. These I grew Fair Ozone paprika pepper, and I don't think they ever ripened, but I went ahead and saved seeds from them anyways. Jimmy Nardello, I grow these every year. They're a great tomato. I'll grow them again. Bronze mignonette. This is a lettuce. This thing is solid because lettuce, and let me tell you, lettuce seeds are not the easiest to collect. Sown in fall of 21. So I sowed them in the fall, and then they grew and bolted in the spring, and I harvested them in early summer of 2022. Bronze mignonette, that is a good lettuce, and like I said, these seeds are not, at least for me, the easiest to harvest. They're just tedious. Orange spice jalapeno, Blue Lake bush beans, green beans. I've even spotted bee balm. These, I think this was sort of a last minute thought to save what little, I don't know if you can see. There's just like a tiny bit in here, and they're pretty small. I even have some seeds in here from black turtle beans, calendula. This was a pepper, volunteer pepper, possibly Serrano, looked like Marconi, but was mild hot. Green, top turned orange. I have terrible handwriting. After cut, after I cut it, to eat it, the top of it turned orange. So I'm saying that it ripened to orange. But this was obviously a hybrid because it looked like a Marconi, but it was kind of hot. So actually, let's go ahead and grow those in 2025. So that's another reason, I guess, other than just nerding out, that I felt like showing you guys this. Let's go ahead and grow Sugar Rush Stripey from last year's. If you don't already know, a good reason to save your own seeds is that the plants that grow from your saved seeds are more in tune, not necessarily in tune, with your environment. Because as it would seem, you grew them out in your yard, so the children of what you grew are going to be more used to those conditions. Now, that being said, if you don't already know, hybrids are not GMO plants, and they're not bad. Hybrids are not bad. just about everything we eat is the result of a hybrid. However, heirloom tomatoes are the result of continuous, basically decades-long breeding. And an heirloom, am I saying tomatoes? Crops. An heirloom seed is one that produces true to its parent plant. So it's not a clone, but it's similar to a clone in that if you grow like Blue Lake beans, bush beans, I believe are heirlooms. So what I grow from, these are going to be Blue Lake with every one of these seeds. However, I don't know a hybrid here off the top of my head, but if you save the seeds of a hybrid plant, you're not guaranteed to get that plant. So let's say this kohlrabi is a hybrid, which it's not, but if I save seeds from that plant and then grow them again next year, I might get the same thing. I might get something different. I might get something totally different. It's all a matter of genetics. Now that to me gets me really, really excited, and is one reason I actually like to grow hybrids, because I think it would be super cool to stumble across a cool hybrid. And I don't know exactly how to go from there because you wouldn't want the plant to continue to hybridize. But anyways, that's something to me. I love the idea of finding these weird hybrids like I did in 2024. I had a orange spice jalapeno that wound up, like, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, but it was interesting. I did save the seeds from that, just like I did here. And so I think what you would do is that I would grow seeds from this, and you would, well, ideally, if you had lots of if you had a lot of space, then I would want to grow multiple plants from this, and then I would save seeds from the fruits that were from the plants that that you found to be most desirable. I hope I said that right. We got arugula. Oh, this one looks old. Golden Marconi. So this is old anytime you see that. Calypso cilantro. Those are big seeds. Black jelly bean pepper, lunchbox pepper, Japanese trifle, chives, rattlesnake pole bean. This is empty, but I have a whole jar full of rattlesnake pole beans. I grow those every year, and I save seeds every year. Shishito peppers. I feel silly because I just bought more shishito peppers, forgetting I saved some. All right, we're going to grow that. I didn't love the Murasaki purple pepper, but I saved seeds anyways. Maybe we should give it another try. Sugar baby watermelon, a stunted runt. Ahi omnicolor. We'll grow that again. Hashiko bunching onions. These grow basically perennially. Kellogg's breakfast. I finally got to taste that last year, and I totally get why it is such a favorite. That is a dang good, dang good tomato. Jimmy Nardello. So I've been growing these for the last 3 years, and they're super delicious. But I have some new ones I want to try. So I think I'm only going to go with one of those this year, but I'm still going to grow it. I've been growing the pineapple tomato for probably 2 or 3 years now. This year I'm not going to. Now this is the original M.I. Gardner seed packet, but it was empty. So I went ahead and put the seeds I saved in here. That's another good thing to do if you have, if you have some empty packets, seed packets, which I do keep all of mine because I like to see what I grew. So I told you that my mom gave me those seeds, and then I grew tomatoes from the seeds she gave me, and I saved them. Let's go ahead and do that. Hybrid orange spice. Okay, so these are the ones I was telling you about. Was supposed to be hybrid orange spice jalapeno. Okay, was supposed to be orange spice jalapeno, but was long, sorta, and skinny, and red, and not so hot. See the video. We're definitely going to grow this again because I want to see what comes from that. So this is going to be a cool thing to look forward to this year in terms of my peppers that experiment. Napa cabbage, Triunfo Violetto pole bean, orange jalapeno, Marconi, who knows? Orange sun bell pepper. This was one of the first peppers, which is interesting. I struggle to get good harvests from bell peppers. Maybe I should give that a try again. Arugula. Well, we definitely know that I love me some arugula, so I should probably start using up the older arugula seeds that I have. I'm going to go through and see if I don't have. I'm pretty sure I have some that are even older than 2023. This is another strange Murasaki purple, and I say cross shishito. So this was harvested in 2022. This is me saying that the pepper it was purple, but it looked like a shishito. Look, we're gonna grow that. Kohlrabi. Yeah, let's go ahead and use that. We've got Georgia Southern Collards, New Mex Joe E. Parker, Ajicito. This is a really hot little pepper. Chocolate cherry pepper. Those were okay. More Blue Lake bush bean. Either Jimmy Nardello or purple Murasaki, or is it shishito? Apple pepper. Do we want to try the apple pepper again? Maybe we'll try the apple pepper again. White cherry tomato. I did like this tomato, but I decided not to grow it again last year. But then the orange muscat was such a disappointment to me that I so had hoped that I would get a volunteer that would turn out to be white cherry tomato. Maybe we'll return to the white cherry. After all, I got those seeds originally from My Gardener. Fernleaf dill 2021, 1/2. That's I had 2 of these. Dill. I need more dill this year, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's give the spinach a shot. Okay, lunchbox. So, ground cherry. I always let my ground cherry volunteers grow, but I'm not gonna this year. Because why? Because ground cherries for me, they don't ripen. Like, I'll have a lot of fruit on them, but they all feel like they ripen like a little bit at a time, and they're such big plants. I think I'm just gonna say no to them this year. I've even saved seeds. I've saved seeds from stores, from parking lots. Here's a large wild dandelion that was in one of my raised beds, and it was a really big plant, and I thought, you know what, I should save seeds from that. Seems like a strange thing, right? And yet it doesn't. Phenomenal cowpeas. Here's even more shishito peppers. We should probably use those up. More Jimmy Nardellos. Should probably use those. Red leaf sorrel. Worm castings grape tomato. Volunteer pepper. Thought was Nardello, then Marconi, but tasted one and was hot/mild. Serrano from Imperfect Foods, but kind of big. Ripened to red in the fridge. Let's try it. Dark red snapdragon. So my mother grows a dark red snapdragon, and so I saved seeds from them. Let's see. And here we have rattlesnake pole beans. I really need to pass those on. More rattlesnake pole beans. More Kellogg's breakfast. Kohlrabi. Really need to use those up. I might go ahead and try the habanada again. Don't bother asking me if I have the room to grow all these things that I want to grow. Just don't do it, okay? Mizuna mustard from fall 2020. Wow, that's interesting to think back to. Huh. Mizuna mustard is not so mustardy to me. I remember thinking this tastes a lot like grass. They're pretty plants, but I was super excited to save their seeds though, and this is full. So I should definitely, given that they're from 2020, give them a shot. Actually, you know what? That would be a great thing to do. I'm going to do a video. Oh, yes, good idea. Yeah, we're going to do a germination test on these Mizuna mustard seeds from the fall of 2020. Sweet bonnet. I didn't have real great luck. Oh my goodness. With the sweet bonnets. Sweet bonnet, if you don't know, is a sweet version of a Scotch bonnet. And mine they weren't very productive. Well, and they didn't really ripen very quickly. Like, I just didn't have very good luck with them. More Shungiku, Jimmy Nardello. Like, some of these, I'm like, why do you save so many seeds? Why not, right? It doesn't hurt me because I have this container, and when I run out of, and I also, like, I have enough here that I can send to people, and what with my YouTube gardening family, I got people to send them to. So Ahi Omnicolor, did I already say we're going to grow that? Dwarf long green pot okra. This is the first okra I ever grew. Last year I grew this and Clemson Spineless, and now I have Top Contender. No, that's a bean. Anyways, I got a new type of okra that I'm going to grow this year, and maybe we'll grow this again just because I've been growing it here. And okra is I got even more. Okra is much more common in the south. I'm in Michigan, so I'm in the north, and it's not as popular of a crop up here. So I would think that it's all the better for me to grow okra that I've been growing up here. More Hashiko bunching. Bates collards. These are now sort of a staple because I grew them over the winter a couple years ago, or they survived the winter and then they went to seed, and la-da. So those will definitely grow. Yellow cayenne pepper. Definitely growing cayenne. Not hot, but supposed to be jalapeno. In 2022, I had a lot of plants, a lot of jalapeno plants that were not hot, but they were supposed to be. And that's not entirely uncommon phenomenon that happens. But let's grow those and see what happens. Cube of butter summer. Murasaki purple. We already grabbed some of those. So, there you have it. I don't know if this was interesting to you. It was fun for me. Here's a Marconi that grew out of worm castings. Oh, see. These are peppers. Uh-oh. That's one downfall to this, is that if you aren't careful, you will spill stuff. Red giant mustard. See, and here's, okay. I guess this video is more so me talking to myself. Here is a really good reason to go through your seeds on a more, I really need to inventory my seeds before I think about buying any others, because I'm pretty sure that I bought more red giant mustard. I don't know how I could have forgotten that I saved this many seeds, but let's go ahead and let's also do a germination test with those. Cubanelle, we probably grow those again, actually. Dwarf Lung, Green Pot Okra, these are from 2022, so we should grow those before, so it's not unlike with your food, you know, when you want to, man, who is dropping their peppers? Oh. It's not unlike your food when you want to, like, you know, you put the oldest food at the front, so you cycle it out, so you use that. I need to do the same thing with my seeds. Like, if I'm going to grow jalapenos this year, then let's grow from 2021. But you got to be careful, because your germination might be worse, is more likely going to be down from that of brand new seeds. So you pick your battles. This is an unknown pepper from 2022. Way to be informative, LB. Bumblebee cherry tomato. Bumblebee was one of the first cherry tomatoes that I grew in 2020. I bought from Botanical Interest. It was a mix, so it was 3 different color Bumblebee cherry tomatoes. And they're kind of on the bigger side of cherry tomatoes. And I didn't find them to be as firm or as scrumptious as I like my cherry tomatoes. But I grew them sunrise, so this is the yellow and red one. Grew them in 2023 again. And I'll consider it for this year. I've not done my video yet for you guys on, I've gotten really behind, so I've not talked about peppers or tomatoes yet. I've not even actually, man, you guys, I really wanted to have already started something at this point, and I have not, because I got behind with being sick, and then when I felt better, I had a whole bunch of other stuff to do, so we're going to get caught up now. Clearly, I like orange spice, and I've been growing orange spice jalapeno, and I've been growing them for several years now. And here's some more bunching onion. I didn't know if they're Hashiko or Italian bread of Florence. But yeah, okay. I think at the time that I record this, it says I'm at 33 minutes. And let me know if you've enjoyed this video, because I'm like, oh man, you're just nerding out with yourself about your seeds and also picking through a little bit. I also still need to do my herb video for you guys for my seed table talks. And it's a little bit of a prelude to that. Let's grow. I love cilantro, so we need to use up those seeds. Kohlrabi, we already have some of those. But, yeah. Oh, we will grow shungiku again. And now my shungiku, edible chrysanthemum, I had several plants. And some of them had white and yellow flowers, and some of them had all yellow flowers. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I did save seeds from all of them. And I did mark, you know, yellow and white flower and yellow flower. So I'll be growing at least one plant from each of those varieties. So, okay, I think that's it for now. I didn't mark this. That's interesting and very helpful. Yeah, Blue Lake bush beans. I think I am growing Blue Lake bush beans. Okay, well, so let me know, again, if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. I think I'm going to speed it up a little bit to make this not be so long. But let me know, how do you save your seeds? If you are a content creator, then go ahead and make a video and tag me in it at theElpyDimension of what your personally saved seeds look like. Let's see, maybe we'll make this a thing. How about hashtag seed show and tell? So all one, hashtag seed, N as in the letter N. No, seed show N as in the letter N, tell. So hashtag SEEDSHOWNTELL. I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen for you to see. So yeah, if you will, then let's do a seed show and tell. Hashtag seed show and tell 2025, and show me the seeds that you've saved. Okay, and also tag me in it. This will be fun. Hopefully, hopefully, yes, that would be so great. And maybe, yeah, next time I'll do a video of my flower seeds. Those are a lot more duplicates than I have in here. Oh, California Wonder, black bell pepper. Again, with bell peppers, I didn't have a lot of success, but you know what? Let's give them another shot this year. What else? What else? Sangria pepper. I don't think I ever. And chives, we definitely want those. So it looks like we're gonna try to grow most of. I think I'm gonna grow, you know, everything. All right. sweet. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Stay tuned. This was episode 6 of my seed table talks. Coming up, I'm going to show you some of the herb seeds that I'm thinking about growing. What I'm showing you guys in these seed table talks is what I've narrowed down. And then I'll have to narrow it down even more from there. But stay tuned, because today is now officially the 8th of March, and Planter Garden TV extended the entry date for the hashtag Planter HGC 2025 to March 10th. And so I'm going to join. I didn't think I was going to be able to because I couldn't post on the 1st, but heck yeah. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my seed table talks about my herbs, peppers, tomatoes, flowers, and there's some other randoms in there. Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Be safe, be well, and don't forget, tag me at theElpyDimension and use the hashtag Seed Show and Tell 2025. Show me the seeds that you've saved over the years. If you haven't, if it doesn't have to be like a lot. If you've only saved a couple, if you've only saved one packet or one envelope or whatever it is, I want to see it. All right, sweet. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.